Hello again. Today I am doing my This Week in BookTube video. For those who aren't aware, This Week in BookTube is a video series that I do every week where I cover all the readalongs and readathons and booktuber milestones that I see going on around BookTube. And because of the month of October, there are a ton of readathons going on, a lot of spookiness going on for Halloween as well. I will put timestamps down below in the description so you can see all the newer readathons and readalongs that were added for this week, along with all the other things that are going on for the month of October. And again, if there are any links that you can't find, just either look at some of my old videos, or I will mention all of the YouTubers' channels that are doing these readathons and readalongs. You can look them up as well. But let's just start getting into the video. So the first thing I'm going to talk about are readalongs and book clubs. The Witchlands Readalong, which covers the Truth Witch, Wind Witch, Sight Witch series of books. JLW Reads is doing this. Truth Witch will be going on from October 21st to November 24th. The readalong for Wind Witch will be November 25th to December 29th. And then Sight Witch will be December 30th to February 2nd. Next thing I'm going to talk about is the Constantly Reading Book Club. Books.Gypsy and Just Reads Books started a book club. I will have the Goodreads link down below. For October, they are reading Pet Sematary, so you can go check out their videos. In October, there is something called tolken going on, where there is a read-along of all of the J.R.R. Tolkien books for the month of October. James Chatham, Ghost Reader, and Steve Donoghue are all hosting this, covering different Tolkien books, so you can watch their videos to find out more about that. Musings of a Cat is doing what she's calling the Forensic Mysteries Readalong. She's doing a readalong of this series by Elaine Ferguson, and she's going to be covering The Christopher Killer in October, The Angel of Death in November, The Circle of Blood in December, and The Dying Breath in January. And the way she described these books actually made it sound really interesting to me, so I decided to actually pick up The Christopher Killer and see if I would enjoy this book. So I will be reading this series along with her for at least the month of October to see if I like it. The next book club is from Book Gremlin. She is reading Bird Box for the month of October. I did read that book. I love that book. If anybody wants to read that, the link will be down in the description. Hey Little Thrifter is doing a Point Horror Halloween read-along. She is going to cover Trick or Treat by Richie Tankersley Cusick. That book is going to start reading on October 1st. They're going to have a check-in at the midpoint October 4th, and then the end of the book is going to be October 7th. Then it's going to go on to Halloween Night by R.L. Stine. That will start reading on October 8th. The midpoint for that is October 11th, which is the end of chapter 9. Same thing as Trick or Treat. Then on October 14th will be the end of the book check-in. Halloween Night 2 is Monday, October 15th. And then October 18th, they're going to check in with the end of chapter 14, and then October 21st is going to be check-in at the end of the book. And these are subject to change. Definitely check out her video to find out more information. Speaking of Halloween, Bookish Realm is also doing a Goosebumps read-along. October 1st to the 7th, it's going to be Welcome to the Dead House and Stay Out of the Basement. October 8th to the 14th is Monster Blood and Say Cheese and Die. October 15th and 21st is The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb and Let's Get Invisible. October 22nd to the 28th is Night of the Living Dummy and The Girl Who Cried Monster. October 29th to November 4th is Welcome to Camp Nightmare and The Ghost Next Door. Not So Average Joe and chaptercviii are doing the Unfortunate Read-Along, where they are reading a series of Unfortunate Events books. So they're reading all of the books in the month of October. Steve Donoghue is also doing a read-along. He's calling it Sherlocktober. Concentrate on most of the short stories of Sherlock Holmes. So in week 1, it's going to be A Scandal in Bohemia, The Adventures of the Red-Headed League, The Adventures of the Man with the Twisted Lip, The Adventures of the Blue Carbuncle, The Adventures of the Speckled Band, and The Adventures of the Copper Beeches. In week 2, it is going to be The Adventures of the Silver Blade, The Adventures of the Cardboard Box, The Adventures of the Crooked Man, The Adventures of the Greek Interpreter, The Adventures of the Naval Treaty, and The Final Problem. In week 3, it's going to be The Hound of the Baskervilles. And in week 4, you're going to have The Adventures of the Empty House, The Adventures of the Dancing Men, The Adventure of the Solitary Cyclist, The Adventure of Abby Grange, and The Adventure of the Solitary Stain. Lizzie Faye Loves Books. She's doing the Cherry Cola Book Club, which is a 6-book series written by Ashton Lee. The read-along schedule is, the second book is The Reading Circle in October, The Wedding Circle in November, A Cherry Cola Christmas in December, Queen of the Cookbooks in January, and Book Club Babies in February. Next one is the Daughter of Smoke and Bone read-along announcement, which is all 3 books in that trilogy. There are a bunch of hosts. Bookish Drama, Happy BookTuber, Dragon Queen's Lair, Grace Murray, Where in the World is Leah Jane, Readerbee, and Reading with Ryan are all hosting this. It's going to be running from October through December. October 7th, they are doing a meet and greet show, so you can meet all the hosts and find out more about the read-along. They're supposed to be having some reading sprints, and they'll have live shows with all the different hosts as well. Sounds like a really interesting read-along for those who do want to read those books, and all the links are again in the description. The Nevernight and God's Grave read-along, Pierre Ford and Little Book Owl are hosting this read-along. They are going to be doing a Nevernight live show on September 30th on Little Book Owl's channel, and then God's Grave on the 28th of October on Pierre's channel. Common Spence's Darker Shade of Read-along, October 27th for Conjuring of Light. And the quarterly book club live stream for the Extinction Trials is going to be October 20th. Completely Melanie is doing her Potter Watch read-along. September 29th is the first Harry Potter book and watch the first Harry Potter movie. October 22nd is the second book. November 24th is the third. December 22nd is the fourth. The 19th is The Order of the Phoenix. The 16th of February is The Half-Blood Prince. March 30th is Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows, and April 27th is going to be Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Now let's get into the readathons. And the first readathon I'm going to talk about is Hunt for the Haunted House Reading Challenge, October 17th to the 31st. Pepper's Paper Adventure is doing this. She kind of set this up as a little mystery story. Really fun video to watch. It is from October 17th to October 31st. The first challenge is read a book with nightmare in the title or about nightmares. Second challenge is read a book with woods in the title or spooky woods on the cover. Third challenge is read a book with a creepy looking cover. Fourth challenge is read a book about witches. Fifth challenge is read a book with ghost in the title or involving ghost. And the sixth title is read a book that involves a haunted house. Next readathon is the Bookathon by the Book Pusher. That is from October 24th to October 31st, and the challenges are something with an orange cover, a retelling, an adaptation, relating to spirit, relating to the word enchanting, a dealer's choice, and participate 7 times with Bookathon. Next readathon I'm going to talk about is Sbooktober. There are 5 different hosts for this. Chelsea Palmer, Paper Faerie, Don't Stop Reading, ZarriahRose, and Derby Lane Reading. There are challenges and a readathon. The challenges are for the whole month of October, and the readathon is from October 21st to October 27th. The challenges are for the first week from October 1st to October 4th, do a video decorating your bookshelves for Halloween. A photo challenge is a fall aesthetic. Week 2, October 5th to October 8th, is a spooky location. A photo of a fall-colored book stack. Week 3, October 9th to the 12th, is a bookish nightmare video and a photo of a pumpkin book shape. Week 4, October 13th to October 16th, is decorate a pumpkin, a photo of a bookish costume. Week 5, October 17th to October 20th, is a bookish get ready with me and a photo of books and candy. Then we get to the readathon, which is October 21st to the 27th, and the theme is they need help to rid a haunted house of its evil inhabitants. For every reading challenges you complete, you earn points that help us defeat the monsters. You pick a team and you join the fight. The first 5 challenges and then clan challenges to determine additional challenges. So the way this works is there are 5 challenges and then there are actually clans that you can join to have additional book related challenges. So the first challenge is read a Halloween-themed book of your choice. Second challenge is pick a clan and read a book involving your clan's mascot. The clans are lichens, vampire bats, Brujas, Corpse Bride, and Black Cat. For Corpse Bride, you can read a book involving any type of bride, and Vampire Bats can be read a book with vampires or bats. The third challenge is read a book that includes a haunted house. Fourth challenge is read a poetry or short story collection. Fifth challenge is read a book based on something you are or have been afraid of. Now, if you are part of the Lycan clan, you would read a book at nighttime and read a book you feel like everyone else has read and you don't want to miss out on. If you are part of the Vampire Bat clan, you would read a book with winged characters or wings on the cover, and then read a book that hooked you from the first sentence. If you are from the Brujas, you would read a book about the occult and read a book while surrounded by candles or crystals. If you're Corpse Bride, read a book you know you will love forever and read a book with a dress on the cover. For Black Cat, read a book with bad luck and read a book with a great friendship or partnership. So that is Sbooktober. Next readathon is Spookathon, which is a large October readathon. For this month, Peter Likes Books is actually hosting, along with Books and Lala and Bookerly. And the challenges are read a thriller, read a book with purple on the cover, read a book not set in our time period, read a book with a spooky word in the title, and read a book with pictures. And this takes place October 15th to October 21st. Next readathon I'm going to talk about is the Autumn Readathon, taking place from Saturday the 20th to Friday the 26th of October. This is run by Mercy's Bookish Musings. The prompts are read a gothic spooky book, read a non-fictional book that feels autumnal. The third challenge is read a novel set in a cold location. Fourth one is read a historical fiction novel. And two bonus prompts is read a short story collection and read an adult novel about a young female protagonist. Boo to You Readathon, the Disney and Halloween themed readathon that Bookish Princess is doing for the month of October. Prompts that are Disney theme park related. So the first prompt is Madame Leota's Library. Read a book you think belongs in the library at the Haunted Mansion. Then it's your park inspired costume. Read a book that inspired something in the Disney park or that is inspired by the Disney parks. And then Candy Cauldron, Pumpkin Spice. Read a book that is sweet and cozy and perfect for fall. The next readathon is the Witchathon Readathon. That is Crescent Moon Reads is running that. That is going to be from the 24th of October to the 31st of October. And the prompts for that are light a candle to your ancestors and read a book by candlelight. It's a time for honoring our kin. Sam Hain is widely known as Halloween. Read a spooky horror thriller novel. The veil between the worlds is thinnest. Read a book that has paranormal elements. In honor of your ancestors, read a book that features your ethnic heritage. Every witch needs their coven. Buddy, read a book. And then the group book will be The Girl Who Drank the Moon. Next readathon I'm going to talk about is the Gribathon 2018. That is chaptercviii is running this for Mental Illness Awareness Week. The reading challenges is read October's group read, which is Turtles All the Way Down. Read a candidate from a green ribbon book club poll that lost in the previous month, or read another book with mental illness representation that has not been read by the book club, and it's a bunch of lists there that she has. Third one is read a book for fun that you've been putting off for a while, and she has a couple of self-care challenges that I thought were really nice. One of them is read a book in a bubble bath. One is read in pajamas. Another one is listen to a new song or favorite song with your eyes closed. 4 is make a list, filling up a whole page with things for which you are grateful for. And 5 is try a new self-care technique. So that is very nice to help you out there. I think it's a valuable spotlight on mental illness awareness, and I think it's a great readathon. If you're interested in trying it, the link is down in the description. And the next readathon I'm going to talk about is the A to Z readathon, which has been done before, but this is a new one now that's going to take place from November 1st to November 30th. It's basically, read books from A to Z. There is normal mode, which is pick either author name or book title, then read books to make sure you've covered every letter of the alphabet. Example, The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter would net you 16 of 26 letters, and you just basically try to fit all of the 26 letters. Then there's hard mode, which is pick an author's last name or title, which is read one book for every letter, with X being wild. And it sounds like an interesting readathon, so if you're interested in trying it out, I'll give you the link down in the description. Get Graphic with it, which is going to take place October 1st to October 17th. The hosts are April Sarah, Stacks on Stacks on Stacks, and Brews and Reviews. This is all a graphic novel, comic book, illustrated stories readathon. So the challenges are to begin a new series, read a graphic novel over 200 pages, read a graphic with a female protagonist, read a graphic in black and white, read a graphic that takes place in another country, read a graphic with blue on it, read a humorous graphic, read something from a host TBR, read a graphic with a cuddle buddy, a pet or stuffed animal that has an animal in it. And the last challenge is to read 10 graphic items. Next readathon is another really interesting readathon. I might have to look into a little bit more. Victober. This is the Victorian readathon. This takes place the whole month of October, and it's about reading Victorian era books. This is hosted by Books and Things, Beyond the Pages, Lucy the Reader, Kate Howe, and the challenges are read a book by one of the hosts' favorite Victorian authors, which would be Charlotte Bronte, Charles Dickens, Elizabeth Gaskell, or Thomas Hardy. The second challenge is read a Victorian book with a proper noun, i.e. a place name or person's name in the title. Challenge number 3 is read a book from the first 10 years of the Victorian period and or book from the last 10 years of the Victorian period, i.e. 1837 to 1847 or 1891 to 1901. Next one is read a Victorian book written by a woman anonymously or under a pseudonym. Number 5 is read a Victorian book and watch a screen adaptation of it. And a bonus is they have a group read along where everybody is reading Wives and Daughters by Elizabeth Gaskell. Books in the Freezer readathon. This is from the Shades of Orange, and that's what she read. They have a Books in the Freezer podcast, and to celebrate their 1 year anniversary, I believe it is, they are doing a readathon from October 1st to October 14th. I am definitely going to be joining this readathon, and I'm looking forward to picking out the books right now. The challenges are read a horror book by a female author, read a horror anthology or short story collection, read a horror book featuring or by a POC or LGBTQ plus person, read a horror book that has a movie adaptation, and read a book they recommend on their podcast. Now let's get on to the BookTuber milestones. First one I'm going to talk about is Kat the Page Turner, who has 1 year on BookTube. Heroic Pages has 7 years on YouTube. Fernando Mermaid Books has 1 year on BookTube. Jake Lenartz has 3 years on YouTube. Wolfshop Publishing has 2 years on BookTube. And Eliza Reads has 1 year on BookTube. So those are all the BookTuber milestones I'm talking about this week. And those are all of the announced readathons and readalongs. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Goodbye.